Alright, what is up guys? Today I've decided to bring you guys a brand new aim map. I know it's been quite a while since I've made one, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy this one and all the new features that are in it. All you gotta do is keep this map code and I'll just keep updating it throughout the seasons. You know, I'll probably change a few scenarios here and there, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, moving on to the actual map, we have the lobby here with the level selection. We have a total of 16 aim scenarios as of right now, and then 4 building things you can do as well. Alright, and you probably will have noticed that you usually spawn with a scar by default, but there are also a lot of other weapons on the right here. And most of them are from the current loot pool, and there are some that aren't. For example, like this top row here are not guns currently in the game right now, but I decided to put them in because they are pretty good for aiming stuff. Like that combat shotgun shoots fast and has a tight spread, so that makes it really good for aiming. As well as attack SMG is really good for tracking because it shoots really fast and is pretty accurate. And you can also change the rarity of the weapons if you would like as well. But anyways, for the rest of this video, I'll just briefly explain each aim scenario, so let's get right into it. Anyways, let's start off with the first one, Zombie Frenzy here. And you may notice each time you enter a scenario, this is what it's going to look like. You'll have the option to have timed, free play, health options. And some of them, for example, like the horizontal will give you ranges instead of health. And then the dot one also gives you 2 different options for positioning. You can go normal or shoot from high ground. And each scenario will vary quite a bit, but each scenario allows you to customize it for the most part. So for Zombie Frenzy, it's nothing too crazy. You just shoot a bunch of zombies. And make sure you're kind of like strafing and moving in this one, because if you just stand still, it's really easy. And then whenever you're done with the scenario, you can just simply emote. Your score will be updated here, and also on the top right of your screen as well. And then whenever you want to go back to like the main lobby, you just click this globe button and it'll take you right back. Then we have the classic pop-up one here. And we also got Crosshair. Now for this one, I would really recommend you use the combat shotgun. That way you can shoot fast and be more precise. And if you want it to be even harder still, you can use a scar and try to go for headshots. Because if you shoot the body, it'll be a 2-tap. And then Crosshair Long is pretty much the same thing, except it's just, you know, longer range obviously. Then we got 1x1 fight. You guys should already know this one as well. We have 2 health options here. You can do 200 or 100. We're just gonna stick with the 100. And for this one, I really recommend the tack shotty, because you can still 1-tap them in the head and it shoots a lot faster. So when you are playing these scenarios, make sure you use a weapon that works well with it. Then here we have the Tile Frenzy. We do have some different distance options here. We're just going to stick with the regular 50 for now. And then we have a lot of targets here. Some of them are big, some of them are smaller. Just gives it a little bit more diversity. And then this one will actually tell you how many shots you've missed here as well, so it does get subtracted from your overall score though, so just keep that in mind. Then we have a new one here, which is called Dot, and basically you just have one target you have to shoot at, and it constantly changes positions. And this one does not have aim assist, so as well as the Tile Frenzy one. And also the high ground option is actually pretty cool, because you can kind of simulate shooting players from high ground. I haven't really seen an aim map practice this yet, so that was a good idea. Alright, now a lot of you guys have been asking me for some sort of sniper training, so here I have a kind of sniper course. And basically I just position a bunch of enemies in kind of realistic situations, or running paths, whatever you want to call it. And I made sure that all of them are actually running at the same speed a real player would be, and as you can tell, I could use this range myself because my sniping isn't the best. You also have some sneaky targets here, hiding behind the rocks and stuff. Then angle shots. This is a familiar name, but it is a lot different now. You have a total of 7 different options here. So for example, let's just shoot the side jump. So here you would just practice jump from the side. Shooting the enemy, you can jump any side. And the enemy does spawn in different locations each time. Now one of my favorite ones here is actually the Martos shot. So if you guys haven't watched him, you know he does this really popular move here. And it's going to be really good to get good at. And if you can master this move here and time this jump perfectly, you can get a really sneaky shot. And here we just have drop down shots. Practice shooting as soon as you drop down. And then you just get teleported right back so you can continuously practice the shot. Then we have react. I actually really like this one myself. Basically, the zombie just kind of jumps from 4 different directions here, and you have to react quickly and try to shoot him out of the air. And it's best if you stand kind of in the middle, because if you stand in one of the corners, it's actually pretty easy. So make sure you're staying in the middle when you're doing this, because it makes it a lot more challenging. Alright, then in the headshot one, pretty self-explanatory. It's for shooting the head. If you try to shoot the body, it might not work, so make sure you're aiming for the head in order to get the kill. Now you guys should be familiar with this one, however I did change it quite a bit. So let's hop right into it. This one's actually really fun, I don't know why, it just is. Just slide and a bunch of enemies will pop up in all directions. You just gotta quickly react. And make sure you're not moving while you're sliding, that way it doesn't mess it up at all. And we got just some regular horizontal tracking. You got 3 different ranges. Now personally I like to use the 60-meter one, it's not too far or too close, a good range. Then we got the solo aim duels here. The sentry does have about 2000 health, and it displays your time once you kill it, like that right there. 46 seconds left out of a minute, so that was 14 seconds to kill him. So instead of tracking your score, you're just tracking your time in this one. And don't just stand still and shoot him, because that's pretty easy to do. Make sure you're strafing left and right, jumping as you would in a real fight. Next we got glide, and this is actually from season 7 warm-up. And it is a bit broken when I'm recording this right now, as you can tell. The zombie's supposed to stay in the air for longer, but for some reason it just drops straight down. I'm gonna have to fix that. So if you guys do end up playing the map and that is an issue, I will try to fix that whenever I can. And then for the last aim one, we have bounce 180. It's supposed to replicate kind of like the Kovacs one. And the good thing about this one is that the path changes quite a bit, so sometimes it can go really far, or sometimes they'll just kind of go straight up and down. Gives it a good amount of variety. So that should do it for the aim sections, and then for the last building ones, we just got, a free build section. And we also have the classic box fight section you can find in a lot of my maps, as well as tunnels here. And this does look very familiar to the realistic edit map v4, but I made the tunnels different. And basically, if you guys don't know what this is, you just kind of go through these tunnels here like this and edit as much as you can, and there will be some targets on occasion. Then last, we have peace control. And this is kind of just like a free build peace control area. You just have a bunch of different targets you can go for, and sometimes zombies will spawn randomly like that. They can start peace controlling them. So it's just kind of like a relaxing free build area where you can practice anything you really want. You can go ahead and try to clip these bots or something, I don't know, you decide whatever you want to do here. But yeah, if you guys do find yourself using this map, then I would really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.